everyone. This is the video lecture for the topic Parameter Parsing from the third unit of Principles of Programming Languages. There are different ways in which parameters can be passed for the functions. So we know functions will have the variables. The variables which will be used for the computations inside the function are called parameters. Let us assume that a function b is called from another function a. In this case, the function a is called as caller function and the function b is called as called function. So called function or callee function. Function b is called as called function or callee function. Also the arguments which a sends to the b are called actual arguments and the parameters of b are called formal arguments. There are several terminologies we will use in the case of functions and parameter passing. Formal parameter, a variable and its type as they appear in the prototype of the function or method are called formal parameter. Actual parameter, the variable or expression corresponding to a formal parameter that appears in the function or method call is the calling environment. There are several modes in the parameter passing: in, out, in, out. In means passes information from the caller to the callee. Out means callee writes values in the caller. In out means the caller tells the callee the value of the variable which may be updated by the callee. Then we can see the important methods of parameter passing. There are two methods: pass by value and pass by reference. Pass by value. This method uses in-mode semantics. Changes made to the formal parameters do not get transmitted back to the caller. That is, the changes will not affect the formal parameters. Any modification to the formal parameter variable inside the called function or method affect only the separate storage location and will not be reflected in the actual parameter in the calling environment. So let us see the example of the call by value. So there is a function geek_func having the two parameters num1, num2, and we are calling the function with the two actual parameters val1, val2. We have supplied the values 10 to the first parameter and 12 to the second parameter. So here only the value will be updated for the actual parameter during the function execution for this one time of function call. So after that, after the execution of the function call, for the next time this value will not be affected. So this is called as call by value or pass by value. The second method is pass by reference. It is otherwise called as aliasing. This technique uses in-out mode semantics. Here the important thing is the changes made to the formal parameter do get transmitted back to the caller through the parameter passing. So any changes to the formal parameter are reflected in the actual parameter in the calling environment as formal parameter receives a reference to the actual data. So in this example, the function will have the actual parameter, the function having the parameter that is pointer variable *add, and when the function is called func &n, the address of the variable n is passed as the parameter during the function call. So here the address will be passed, reference will be passed to the passed as a result of the function call, so that here the entire thing value, the changes made will affect the entire data of the formal parameter. Semantic models of parameter passing. There are three models: in mode, out mode, in out mode. So in this example, in mode means caller calls the callee. Out mode means the execution after the execution of the callee. For example, our callee procedure is procedure sub x, y, z, having the three parameters and the formal parameters, and the corresponding actual parameters are a, b, c. So after the completion of the execution of the procedure, the execution control returns back to the caller procedure, caller function. So this is called as out mode. In out mode, the same point, at the same point of function call, the execution control returns back. This is called in out mode. Conceptual models of transfer: physically move a value, move an access path to the value. So pass by value in mode. The value of the actual parameter is used to initialize the corresponding formal parameter. This can be implemented by transmitting an access path. Pass by result out mode. When a parameter is passed by result, no value is transmitted to the subprogram. The corresponding formal parameter acts as a local variable. Its value is transmitted to the caller's actual parameter when control is returned to the caller by the physical move. In out mode, a combination of pass by value and the pass by result, sometimes called as pass by copy. Pass by reference in out mode. Pass an access path, also called pass by sharing. Pass by name in out mode. Formals are bound to an access method at the time of the call, but actual binding to a value or address takes place at the time of a reference or assignment. In most programming languages, parameter communication takes place through the runtime stack. So in this example, the procedure having the parameters A, B, C, D, and the values, actual parameters are W, X, Y, Z. So here our function is void sub int A, B, C, D, and the function call is sub of W, X, Y, Z. These are the actual parameters W, X, Y, Z. So here W pass by value is passed. X for the X, it is also X by result, Y by value result, and Z by reference. Parameter passing methods in languages. In C, pass by value is used. In C++, pass by reference is achieved by using the pointers as a parameters. In C++, a special pointer type called a reference type for pass by reference. Java, all parameters are passed by value. ADA, 3 semantics mode of parameter transmission: in, out, in, out. In is the default mode. In Fortran 95+, parameters can be declared to be in, out, or in out mode. In C#, default method is pass by value. In PHP, very similar to C#, except that either the actual or the formal parameter can specify the reference. In Perl, all actual parameters are implicitly placed in a predefined array named at. Python and Ruby use the pass by assignment. The actual is assigned to the formal parameter. Type checking parameters. So Fortran 77 and original C uses the type checking parameters. But in case of Perl and JavaScript and also PHP do not require the type checking. In Python and Ruby, variables do not have types, so parameter type checking is not possible. Multi-dimensional arrays as parameters. If a multi-dimensional array is passed to a subprogram and the subprogram is separately compiled, the compiler needs to know the declared size of that array to build the storage mapping function. In case of multidimensional arrays, the programmer is required to include the declared sizes of all but the first subscript in the actual parameter. In ADA, constrained arrays are there, that is the size is part of the array's type. In case of unconstrained arrays, declared size is part of object declaration. In Fortran, formal parameters that are arrays have a declaration after the header. For single dimensional array, the subscript is irrelevant. For multidimensional arrays, the sizes are sent as parameters and used in the declaration of the formal parameter, so those variables are used in the storage mapping function. In Java and C# are similar to ADA. Arrays are objects, they are all single dimension, but the elements can be arrays. So while designing the parameter passing, two important considerations are efficiency, one-way or two-way data transfer. In some cases, it is more convenient to pass the subprogram names as parameters. Referencing environment. Shallow binding. The environment of the call statement that interacts the passed subprogram. Deep binding. The environment of the definition of the passed subprogram. Ad hoc binding. The environment of the call statement that passed the subprogram. Usually, when there are several possible subprograms to be called and the correct one on a particular run of the program is not known until the execution. In C and C++, such calls are made through function pointers. So that's all about the topic. Thank you.